in part 2 we leave behind King's Billabong just outside of Mildura and make our way towards Wharparilla, stopping in at Swan Hill on the way through. Access into Wharparilla is super easy. You can get big caravans down here without any issue at all. The campsite itself is brilliant. There is so much room for everybody. While we were there was some people with big caravans and whatnot, and we were so far apart that you just couldn't even see one another, let alone hear one another. So it's a really good spot for families to come and check out. There's pit toilets there, it's super clean. The views over the Murray are brilliant, and there's even some little beach access parts. It's a really good place to visit. We will certainly use this place again. The next day we headed back into Echuca to have a look at the paddle steamers and the port of Echuca itself. All the historic buildings there, fantastic. There's a really cool blacksmith, there's lots of little art displays and places where you can buy stuff. There's a distillery, a brewery, everything that you could look for. It is fantastic. Really good day trip. And while you're in Echuca, you have to stop past the Great Aussie Beer shed. In this room alone, there is over 3,000 ceramic beer steins. The place is amazing. Neil has done a really good job in his collection. There's Cobb & Co coaches, there's all sorts of Australiana stuff in there. So it's not just for beer lovers, but it is a fantastic place. One of the highlights for me was the 1956 Olympic bell. I have no idea how Neil got it, and he wouldn't sort of tell us. But either way, who would have thought all of these years later we'd get to hear the 1956 last lap Olympic bell? The nights get pretty cold by the Murray, so we thought we'd better grab some firewood on our way back to camp before we settle in. Tonight we cooked up something that we haven't really tried before, and we saw it on Facebook of all places, so we thought we'd give it a bit of a crack with our own spin. It came up really, really good. It's probably something that will change a few times over the journey, but having said that, we still don't have a name for it, so the best that we could come up with was Murray River Chicken. If you think of anything better or anything else that we could add to it, let us know. And just like that, sadly our trip was over this time. We had to pack up a little bit early due to COVID restrictions and lockdowns and things, which meant that we had to get back home. But this place and this trip was fantastic. It's a campsite that we will certainly come and visit again. We had an absolute ball. There was heaps to see in Echuca, heaps to see around the place. Really good place to come and visit. One last stop on our way home to Rochester to check out the last of our silo arts before we make our way home. Don't know how they do it so accurately on such a big scale. They are fantastic to see, great little tourist attraction and something to break up the drive. Anyway, this trip has been awesome. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time.